Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome to this week's show and to Chopping It Up in the Lab with the Chocolate Chef, your host, the Chocolate Chef, Sister April. That's me. I am so excited this week to I have a super special guest. And I say that and I'm gonna keep saying that. All my guests are special. But if this is your first time coming or seeing Chopping It Up in the Lab, I'm your host, Sister April Muhammad, aka the Chocolate Chef. And a little bit about me, I am a life skills coach, an educator, and a food sports competitor. I am definitely a passionate foodie. That's definitely who I am. I have about 20 plus years in the industry, and I like to share. So that's where the concept for this show came out from. Me wanting to share and bring together all of these beautiful minds out here in the culinary industry. This show is a talk show. It's more than a talk show to me, but it is a show where we network and we learn more about chefs, and grow people who are farmers, growers, people who are just home cooks, what they call themselves home cooks, but I call them passionate foodies or food lovers, and just bring and educate culinary educators, all of that to this platform. We try to keep the show at 30 minutes, but I guarantee you tonight that might not happen because my guest and the synergy is just so phenomenal and I'm excited about it. So, if you are not familiar with the flow of the show, we always have a fun food fact when it comes to the show. But coming to the show from last week's fun food fact, and speaking of last week, I want to take a moment and I want to just apologize for the quality of the visual quality and the sound quality, but hopefully this week we got that worked out. All right, so last week, if you guys wasn't able to hear properly or see what we kind of presented, we the fun food fact was about butternut squash. Oh my goodness, butternut squash. And I just cooked some of these pies today. And if you love sweet potatoes, this is a great substitute for sweet potatoes. But we did learn about butternut squash, um, definitely being in the pumpkin family and all that good stuff, and being mostly imported from Mexico. But this week's fun food fact, y'all just don't know how I feel about this week's fun food fact. Let me bring it up. Let me bring it up. It's about chocolate. Yes. Of course, I was going to have to make a fun food fact about chocolate. The chocolate chef. Okay, so most cacao is now grown in Africa. Yes. Now, I learned some stuff as I was doing my research on this. Nearly 70% of the world's supply comes from Africa. The Coast is the largest producer, providing 30% of all the world's cacao. And y'all know that's like the little bean there. Chocolate is actually a vegetable. I'm gonna sip some on this. Mm-mm. Chocolate is a vegetable. Eat as much as you like. No, yes, but chocolate is officially deemed a vegetable by the FDA. The cacao bean is from the same family as okra and cotton. Shut your mouth. Oh, I'm so excited to learn that. Because now, as a chocolate lover, I have all the excuses I need to eat as much as I like because I'm eating my veggies. All right. So cacao was once used as currency. The Aztecs, which chocolate or the cacao being is native of Mexico or South America, but the Aztecs loved and valued the cacao bean so highly that they used it as currency during the height of their civilization. This one right here, you got to know about this one because I have a chef friend who we get into it all the time about white chocolate. Yes, we do. White chocolate is not chocolate, y'all. It's not chocolate. It doesn't contain cocoa solids or the cocoa liquid or whatever. It's just not. It's just not chocolate. But the only reason why they put it in the chocolate family is because it has a little cocoa butter. Come on now. Come on. It's not chocolate. All right. So today we're going to get into the little bit about our chef. You know, I said we had a special guest, and I've been watching this brother for about a year now. He kind of came through my Facebook feed, and I was like, who is this in Birmingham doing this? One his promotion for whatever he was doing was so phenomenal. I just kind of got captivated by his energy. So let's learn a little bit about our chef. Tonight we are featuring Florida native Chef Daniel Knight. He is a passionate caterer and personal chef who has been cooking since he was 7 years old. It sounds like my baby. It sounds like my daughter. He's been heavily influenced by his grandmother. Chef Daniel's goal is to develop food that reminds you of a simpler time in life. Chef Knight is currently the owner and operator of Date Night Catering, where he focuses his cooking on building flavors that not only taste good, but also is good for the mind, body, and soul. And with that being said, let's bring up our special guest tonight, Chef Daniel. How are you?
I am doing so amazing, April. Thank you so much for having me on your show. I can't,
Awesome.
I'm so excited.
Yes, sir. You know, this is a long time coming for me because I've been waiting to network with you. So coming up with this show just makes it even better for me. It makes it even better. So, how is everything? I know we read that bio, that wonderful bio. You bringing some of that Florida energy to Birmingham.
Turn up.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, this man is constantly in turn up mode, which I love. You know, everybody can't take turn up all the time. I love turn up. So tell us a little bit about yourself in your words. I know we read that, but you tell us about yourself. Who are
And
you?
so yeah, so I'm actually originally from Pace, Florida. It's actually a really small used to be a small farming community outside of Pensacola.
Huh.
My grandparents were sharecroppers. So I grew up on a small farm. My mom, she passed away at a very young age. I was like 2 years old when she passed away. So
Oh.
my aunt and my uncle, my grandmother, my grandfather, all my other uncles, so they all had a hand in raising me. And growing up on a farm, man, I used to hate, like, my granddaddy was an avid hunter, and I hated hunting. I hated, like, the whole, like, going sitting down for hours trying to kill something. I just hated it. But I love,
Really? I'm
yeah,
ready to go. I want to hunt so bad.
oh
Okay.
man, I hated it. I
You
hated
hated
it.
it? Oh.
But I love staying in the kitchen with my grandmother because, like, she would always just take these ingredients, and it was
Mhm.
like I wouldn't see any measuring cups or spoon or nothing. It was just like she was just doing magic. And, like, after like a couple hours, like, something pops out of the oven. I'm like, oh man. Or, like,
Ooh.
this nice cobbler comes
Yeah,
up.
you can write a book. This sounds like a book. You know, a
Yeah,
children's book. I'm all about writing children's book. And
gotcha.
they wrote a children's book about tea cakes. And this little girl, this woman wrote a book about her experience with her grandmother. And it was a family recipe. You should
uh
definitely do that. You should write a children's book about your grandmother and like little Daniel sitting in the kitchen. Look, I'm giving you ideas. Look, I'm
Man,
gonna
I
need that for
appreciate it.
that. I'm gonna need
Yeah, yeah.
that.
So it was so she just took me. So I just remember, like, one day I was literally like set six, maybe I was seven. I was seven. And so my grandmother, I woke her up one morning. It was like 6:30 in the morning. This was during the summer. So we're not getting up early during the summer, and nobody has to go to school. The farming stuff had already been done for the week. So this was
Mm.
like a day off almost. And so I woke my grandmother up talking about I was hungry, and so she brought me in the kitchen and she said, "Boy, I'm not
So
getting up to cooking no more. I'm gonna show you how to cook your own breakfast." So she showed me how to cook breakfast, and from there, I started watching, like, Julia Child, Justin
Mm.
Wilson, on TV. And so when my grandmother passed away, let's see, about 6 years ago.
Mhm.
I was in the kitchen. I went through a really bad depression time, and, a divorce after that. And so when I was in the kitchen one day, and I heard this song, "Nobody Knows" by Pastor T.L. Barrett, and I just started,
Mhm.
like, crying, and I didn't know what to do, so I just started cooking. And then it was like, in that
Wow.
moment, everything that I had ever seen on TV, everything that she had ever taught me was just like coming out of me, and I was like, "What is this that I just made?" Like, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah. So that's really and then from there, the passion for it just really, really, really took off. I've always
Wow,
loved to cook, yeah.
but
So when
that's
it
an
comes to,
amazing story. And you know what? Food is a healing agent, not
yes,
only nutritionally, but everything and every ceremonies, all the ceremonies include food. So there is power in food. I don't think that we realize that. That is a powerful story though. It's a real powerful story. And I'm so happy that you shared that much it went in as in depth as you have, because I was talking to someone else and they said something very similar, how cooking saved their life.
yeah.
Cooking brought them to another level, bringing them back from depression and things like that. So that's a powerful story, and I really do appreciate you sharing. So let me ask you this
Mhm.
about your business. How long has date night been how established?
So date night catering has been around a year and a half. So
Oh, so we
yeah,
knew you
yeah,
you in the new crew. You in
I
there.
am in the
Okay.
new crew.
Yeah.
So date night catering came about one night. Me and my wife were we had some friends over. Jason and Ty Miles, like very, 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 very close friends of mine.
Mhm.
And so we were actually, so what happened is Ty, she actually officiated our wedding, and so they were coming
Ah,
over. Yeah, so they were coming over one night to, like, meet my fiance, and they had already met her, but just to really kind of settle in and, like, check off all the boxes, make sure, like,
right, right. You got to do that fact check. Yeah.
yeah,
You
because
gotta
I
check
mean,
it out.
from divorce to getting remarried, it went pretty quick, but I
Oh
just knew,
wow. Yeah.
yeah, it
Well,
really did.
I'm
Um,
joining that crew too.
yeah, so but so we so they came over, and, like, I did this what did I do? I did these marinated olives and marinated feta
Mm,
cheese and, like, a citrus vinaigrette, along with some roasted artichoke with the garlic aioli dip, and then I did
yeah.
these Asian beef ribs over some parsnip puree with sautéed rapini, and then I did a affogato for dessert, with the
You done
coffee.
made. Listen. You making everybody that's watching hungry. Look, you making everybody hungry. I already know
So,
because I'm sitting up here about trying. Look. Am I saying it? Okay, keep
so
going. Woo.
so Ty, in that moment, and Ty is an amazing, like branding coach. Like, she, I mean,
Mm,
yeah, she really helps you define, like, your brand, to be able
right.
to monetize yourself or whatnot. And so she was like, this would be an awesome, like, date night. And she was like, as much as you love to cook, you should, like, this should be a service you offer, like, these date nights. And then from there, date night catering happened. Like, literally, I went through, like,
Listen.
three different logos before I created the one you see now.
Your
So
logo is hot. I'm gonna tell you
thank
that. When
you.
I saw it, I just looked at it and dissected it. I was laying in the bed, my daughter. I was like, "Come here, come look at this. This dude got it like this." I promise you. I was like, "Man, that marketing." So tell Ty she did a wonderful job because that was
Yeah,
really, really good. That is,
appreciate
you
it.
got a good one on your team. Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
cool. So
Yeah,
I know now. Tell us about, like, how does that work? The date night and the personal chef part. How does that work?
yeah. So as far as so date night catering is, like, the date night is what I really love to do. So what I do with that is, so if you contact me and you want to have, a private dinner with you and whomever,
Mm.
I literally talk through, like, any type of food allergies you may have, what you like to eat,
Mm.
what you don't like to eat, and I customize a menu, like, literally for you. And so once the menu is done, then I send over the invoice, and then once the invoice is paid, I go get everything for you, and
Look, you
then
keep it real. Letting them know you got to pay that deposit. You got to pay
right,
for
right,
it.
right, of
Right.
course,
You got to put that down.
But I literally so then I show up at your home. Now I've prepped, I've done my mise en place.
Go ahead. Yes, yes, you must do
so
that.
I've prepped everything. But when I get there, though, I literally cook everything in your home, or
Oh
at the
wow.
yeah, at the hotel
Well,
or
what if the
wherever.
kitchen dirty? How we do that?
So it thank
Period.
listen, thank God that nobody's kitchen has been like,
Okay, because
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just
So
saying.
yeah, but I do so when I get there though, I really I get there about 45 minutes before your dinner actually starts so I can set the table, lay down the tablecloth, the chargers, the plates, wine glasses, water
Um,
goblets, silverware, all the whole nine. I bring music too. So I have like a playlist of about, I don't know, 800 or 900 songs that I've curated. So I've
wow.
listened to every single song. So every song on here, has like a memory for me, as far as love and wanting to be with somebody is concerned. So I try to do the
Mm,
same thing, when I'm doing these type of things. And it's got some upbeat stuff on there too. So it's not all just like lovey-dovey stuff on
right, right, right.
and then so then I get in the kitchen, I have your appetizer out, your dinner comes after that, and then dessert. And while you're eating dinner is when I take the time to clean your kitchen. Uh, you know,
Wait, let,
yeah,
let me go ahead and hire you. Like,
yeah. So I literally, make sure that your kitchen is clean before I leave. I serve dessert, and I pack up, and the only thing I leave behind are leftovers, aromas from the evening, and some great memories.
mm,
So I don't
that
even
is
use the
so
trash can. I
cool.
take, if I have to, unwrap stuff or chop up something, I discard everything in my own bag, and I bring all that with me, so I don't leave anything behind.
Oh, that's so passionate. That's really, really cool. So, with you being a fairly new business, how has
Uh-huh.
COVID affected, or has COVID affected you?
COVID has been a blessing to
You're
me.
like the third person that said that.
Man, listen, I don't, first of all, anyone that's been impacted by COVID in any kind of way, definitely, my heart, prayers, thoughts, go out to you, from the deepest part of me. But as far as the business aspect is truly been
Hmm.
a blessing because the reason I started doing these date nights at home, right? Is I did some research and I found out that people are not necessarily going out like they used to.
Right.
And so since they aren't going out, they like to spend time at home, but everybody gets tired of Netflixing and chilling and nobody wants to go to the movie, because movies aren't what they used to be.
Right. Right.
Know,
It's not.
yeah, so nothing's really like what it used to be. So I wanted to bring the restaurant to you. So I really bring you a 5-star, food and service experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I only do that when I have dinner guests. However, as a former massage therapist, I have a whole repertoire of
Dang,
things that
girl,
I've
you
done.
need
No,
about 6 more
well,
hats, don't
listen,
you?
I know. Let's not talk about it. I shouldn't have brought it up. But one of the things I know some of my colleagues and I, they were talking, they knew I cooked and everything. And so they was like, you know what, this would be great. And this was a couple of years ago. Well, actually longer than that. But a couple of years ago, we really was going to do it. And then that's why I was so intrigued by what you were doing. But we were going to go ahead and bring like a spa feel. And, one thing I like to do is encourage, especially married people. And I noticed you did that a lot. And you got another event coming up for those of
Yes,
us who
I
are
was gonna say,
single.
yeah,
Those
that's
of
the
us who
second
are
leg of my
single. But
business.
tell us about that. Because see, it looks
So,
like you center in a lot of things around family and love and just,
yeah.
things that are passionate. So tell us about the next event you have coming
So I've got like 4 legs to my business.
up. Okay. Oh, I like this.
Yeah, so the date night is or the private dinner is one. Then I love to do these events. I grew up, even though I grew up as a son of a sharecropper, my granddaddy and my uncles, man, they knew how to party. So
Mm.
so I know how to
You
throw. So, and then my grandmother taught me how to cook. So she would always be out there frying fish or chicken or something and passing
mm.
it out while the party is going on. So I know how to party and cook. So it just kind of comes natural. The third leg is I do meal preps. So
I
for
saw that.
families,
Yeah.
yeah, families and individual. And then the fourth leg of the business is just catering any event for 200 people or less. But
Mm.
yeah, so my next event, so I've done one of these events. I did one January last year, and I made a
Yeah.
commitment to do one the first Saturday of January, no matter what. So the first one was Date Night Catering presents a Magic City Moment in Time. It was like a 9-course dinner extravaganza. I had the DJ,
Mm-hmm.
spoken word artist, a live art demonstration. I had server. I mean, it was really really like awesome. About
Right.
75 people showed up, so I was thoroughly impressed. And so when COVID happened, it just kind of shut down the rest of the events that I had planned for the year. So now I was like, you know what? It's that time. So
Right.
January 2nd, 2021. This is my first announcement for this. So if you're hearing
Okay.
it now, you already
Yeah.
know.
You on the
So
right platform. You on the
yeah,
right
yeah.
platform.
So Date Night Catering presents Single and Ready to Mingle. Now,
Ooh, child.
so this is a
I gotta
five
see if I'm
course
ready to mingle though.
so this will be a 5-course dinner experience plus speed dating.
Okay,
So
speed dating, really?
yes,
This
yes,
is
yes.
interesting.
Yeah, so I'll have all the questions ready. So each course will come with a set of questions for you to ask him and for him to ask you. And there will be wine paired with each course as well. So
Hmm.
at the event, I'm gonna have a DJ. Gonna have a vocalist, live band, spoken word artist, photo booth, live
Wow.
art demonstration as well.
Wow. That
Yeah, so
sounds so fun.
yeah, it's
So,
gonna be really amazing. It really is.
so I know because I gotta go. I'm gonna go to
Yeah,
support you, and I'm gonna take. I'm gonna see about this little thing we call
it's
speed
gonna be
dating.
cool, man. I'm
But
telling
listen, so that's my birthday weekend.
you.
It's my
Okay,
birthday
okay.
weekend, so I have to come. And I think I have a sister, a girlfriend, who she's newly divorced too. I mean, we went through it the same time, and our birthday is in the same week. So I think she and I need to go together. So
Man, okay,
I'm gonna give her this. I'm gonna tell her to watch this show, and we're gonna go. So
okay,
we're gonna do
okay,
something fun. So
okay.
I'll be there. I'm gonna check you
It's,
out.
man, it's gonna be really cool. So I'm gonna have
Yeah.
so when I do this, it's gonna be at the Inslee Entertainment Loft.
And you
So
around the corner. And you around the corner. Oh, I gotta
yeah,
go. I
so
gotta
I'll be
go.
utilizing both the upstairs and the downstairs to keep the
Yeah.
social distancing, in full effect. Only 2 people per table, and the ladies will not be moving. The men will make all the moves. So the men
You
got to
have thought this thing through.
absolutely,
I
yeah,
gotta be honest. Your energy impresses me. Like the way you flow with your business is very impressive because you can
thank
see it.
you.
It's like your passion just oozes from you. So I'm always like, man, this guy is about that life. I
I
love
appreciate
it. I love that
it.
energy.
Yeah,
Okay, so
the way this came about though is me and my
yeah.
wife were sitting here one night talking, and we were like, babe, I'm so like thankful like during this COVID situation that
Hmm.
we are actually together. And I was thinking about, I was like, so what about like all the single people, like what are they, you know what I'm saying? Because I know it's got to be tough at some point, not you
Wow.
can't go anywhere. The people you would normally hang out with, you can't, and then it's only so much you can do over FaceTime and phone call or that to keep that personal connection. And so that's why I decided to do this. 40 men,
Oh,
40 women, 40 men. So it's only going to be 80 people. So if you miss out, you miss out.
right. Well, that is cool. See,
Yeah,
concept, cool concept. So you told us that your grandmother inspired you
mhm,
to get into this business. But so like what's your vision for your business? Being that it's fairly new, like what are
yeah.
some of the challenges that you are facing that you see that you're facing now and the vision, your overall vision.
So I'll answer them in reverse. So the challenges I have faced and continue to face is that is getting in front of the right audience to cause
Mm,
that exponential growth that I think all businesses look for.
okay.
And secondly, the other challenge is wanting to grow before it's time. Yeah.
Mm.
So, because I'm like, man, I got to get a building, I got to get this, and I'm like, no, you don't, no, you don't. You're doing just fine. Just keep
We
going. You
we
know,
gotta have a conversation. Yes,
right,
yes.
right.
I'm with
And
you
I
on
say the third thing that was a challenge is you know being in the food industry. being able to cook good food is like it's a very 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 small part of it. The rest of it is knowing like your portion control, knowing like your inventory costs,
Mm-hmm.
knowing your return on your investment. I mean, all these other things that all these other business things that you really never, I never really, I knew about, but I never thought about because I never
Mm-hmm.
business. I was spent 20 years in corporate America. So yeah.
Wow.
So they taught me well though. I loved it. They 20 years. I worked for several Fortune 500
Right.
or Fortune 100 companies, and they taught me very well. And I use everything that I've learned for myself.
That's
Um,
good. And
and
that's the good thing that you were able to marry your like what you was trained in and the things that you were already the fields you were already in to marry it with your passion, what you're already passionate about. So I that's where I am. So that's a good thing. That's how you know this is for you.
yeah,
Sometimes things fall on you and it's like I never thought that I would be a chef, but
man,
I'm
yeah,
I'm feeling this thing. So
right,
yeah,
right.
that is
And
so cool.
And you asked me the vision. So the vision for date night catering is to be a full service entertainment catering personal chef business with 20 locations nationwide and
Oh wow.
at least 5 globally. Uh,
I love that. Now you didn't mention one that you told me about. You told me you wanted to be on that TV. You want a
oh
TV
yeah, yeah,
show.
yeah, yeah. The TV
Yeah,
show
you
too.
said
Yeah,
you
TV
want a
too.
TV
Yeah,
show.
yeah, TV as well. Yeah, that's come, man.
Yeah, I know. I
Listen,
see you bring you that link.
yeah, TV. I definitely, man, people have been encouraging me to like, man, you need to be on a TV show. And I never really, man, I am not that dude. Like, I just want to have a good
Get it.
time. No, listen, this is what I mean by that. I am not the dude.
Okay.
I'm not that dude that like seeks the attention and
Got
wants
you.
it. Yeah,
I
yeah. So
got
I just want to have a good time and just be me. And if it comes with it, it comes with it. But
you.
I'm not
Right.
find it. I'm a real humble. Like, let me just have my
Right.
weekend owl, and
Look, so what kind of wine are you drinking?
I'm drinking weekend owl Merlot.
Okay. All right. What's the flavor profile?
Man, it's Merlot kind of a dry, not
Yeah.
really, yeah, and it's got a nice full body to it.
Okay.
I like a nice strong flavored wine. My wife
Okay.
on the other hand, she's gonna go with the what's that them sweet wines. I don't like them.
Women like that sweet flavor. That's usually happy. I don't drink, but I have a whole funny story about me and wine. I had to learn my wine being and when you in an upscale restaurant, that's the
Oh yeah,
upscale that you have to upsell. And wine pairing is one of those things. And I was the bartender hated me. He hated me because I messed up. I tried to open the wine, got it's a whole thing. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm scared thinking about it. But that is awesome. Okay, let's look at what's your most popular dish.
so my most popular dish would be my spinach and artichoke stuffed salmon.
I saw that the other day. I was like, look at this.
Yeah, so I have so that, and I would say my steaks are I got this steak seasoning that I've just kind of been playing with over the years that I've kind of just tweaked.
Mhm.
And so it just puts a nice like crusting on the steak and it
Okay.
gives it like this full flavor. Yeah, yeah.
So is
So
it your seasoning or just I mean, do you have your own brand of seasoning?
no, that's coming.
Okay, okay. See, I'm giving you
Coming.
some stuff
That's
too. That's
coming.
I'm cute.
I just had a photo shoot this past Saturday. And
Ah,
so I want to incorporate, that photo for my line of seasoning.
I
So
love it.
I got a YouTube channel called Funk Up the Flavor.
Get out of here. You didn't tell me that part. I gotta check
Oh, I'm
it out.
sorry. Yeah, yeah.
We
And
gotta put
so
that we gotta put that up there. Let them know
yeah,
that.
man. Listen, Ty. So, man, I'm telling you, I was talking to Ty one day, and she was like, it'd be really cool if you show people how to like really just get in the kitchen and funk it up. And
Yes.
she was like, "You kind of edgy," and blah, blah, blah. I was like, "Whatever, man." And so I just thought about it, and I was like, "You know what? That'll be real cool. I'm gonna call it Funk Up the Flavor, and I'm gonna just show people how to cook the food that I cook." And so,
Right. Oh,
yeah.
so since you talking about showing people how to cook the food that you cook, is a cookbook in the mix of that? Like, has that been one of the things you've been thinking about adding to your brand?
Yep. So what I want to do with the cookbook is okay. So every time I do one of these date nights, I've started doing putting a hashtag called about last night, and so
Mm.
yeah. So I just put the hashtag about last night and just tell about how the person contacted me,
Ah,
why yeah, and then just tell about the evening and the food, and so yeah, I kind of wanted to carry that over into a cookbook, and then just give you the recipes for everything that they ate that night.
oh, that's hot. That as a name of a cookbook about last night. I
Yeah,
love that. So
thank you.
look, we're moving into the other part of our show. Oh my
Okay.
goodness. And it's called Kitchen Conundrum. So it's basically a couple of questions. Now I don't know how much wine you done drunk.
I'm starting to sweat
Listen,
a little
I
bit.
know, right? I know. I know both of us are very tired from all the work this weekend, cooking and
Yeah.
everything. So I'm gonna be easy on you. It's same question. Okay. So first of all, before we get to the conundrum, I forgot to ask you if you can spend a day with any chef on the planet,
Um,
famous or not, who would it be? Outside of your
um,
grandmother, because you know that passion for your grandmother. I hear that. I hear that.
yeah. I honestly, I would have to say Julia Child.
I knew you was gonna say
Man,
that.
listen, I Julia was the first chef that I ever saw on TV, and when I saw it, we had this 19-inch black and white TV
You old
sitting.
school for
Yeah,
real.
listen, and man, I remember being like, because when my granny showed me how to cook, I would go in there and I would flip the channels, and she in there cooking, saying, "Oh, you just need a little bit of butter," you know what I'm saying? And so I would just be
Oh
like,
my
I would
god.
ask my granny, like, "Granny, why don't you cook food like this?" And she said, "Well, we don't cook that's that fancy food."
Right, that's that
No,
French
it's not. It's
stuff.
just the chicken, and she put this in there and this in there. And so, yeah, so I had to say Julia Child, man.
Wow, that is awesome. Hold on, before we get any further, I want to make sure. Let me check the comments. You guys who are watching now, I can't see who's watching, and because we're streaming from YouTube and Facebook. So
Okay.
all I know, and I never care about how many is watching at that moment because everybody usually go back and watch. I'm one
Yeah.
of those people. I'm one of those people. I don't catch the show live sometimes. But for those of you all who are catching us live, please drop a comment or a question, and I'm gonna check real quick. We have a couple of just a few comments, and brother El Race Jordan said, "Amen, brother. Tell that story. Let it be known. Let your story be known." And I love that. Okay, so back to the kitchen conundrum. All right, so the next question is, do you think what do you think? I asked this question, and if you give me the same answer, everybody keep giving me, I know something.
Okay.
What do
Okay.
you think is the most overrated ingredient in the kitchen? The one everybody overly use or hype up too much, and you really don't need it for
Any boxed seasoning like Lowry's or
real.
more anything that come in the box is already mixed. Man, y'all better stop eating all that stuff. The high blood pressure is
Yeah, I know,
get all
right?
that sodium in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that is the most overrated stuff because you can literally because what man, listen, I done fried chicken,
MSG, all it is in
all
there.
that, man. Just give me some salt, pepper, garlic powder,
Garlic
onion
powder. Oh
powder.
my god,
Man,
yes.
garlic powder is oh
And
man, garlic.
you're not cooking unless you put garlic powder in there.
That's
Like
just what
that's
I'm
the
saying.
staple: salt, pepper, garlic. And now I've added my cayenne because
Right.
I'm trying to infuse a little heat in my life. But
I
yeah,
got
yeah. So
yeah,
definitely garlic powder. Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
So I'd say any of that stuff is
Hmm.
way overused. Way over.
It's really like if you really know how to cook, you can build on flavors, and you
Exactly.
want to taste the food. You don't want to taste a pile of dust particles. I don't even know. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. Okay. So keeping with that theme, what is the for you, what's the most useful tool? Or what do you think is the most useful tool to anybody, really?
My chef
In the
knife.
kitchen. In the
Yeah,
kitchen. Yes.
my chef knife. I mean, because so my food processor. I'm not gonna say what happened to my food processor. I'm not gonna say anybody name because it wasn't me that did it. So I ain't saying nothing. But but my food processor is on the brink. So I just ordered a new one, right? And so but with the absence of the food processor, my chef knife, man, I can still dice. I can still
Hey, get those nice
I can
skills.
still slice. Yeah. So
You know,
definitely.
now I'm glad you said that. The show is chopping it up. You got to have a
Yeah.
little life skills in your life. Yes, I like that one. So what's your favorite food pairing? Like, what foods do you like? Because you sound very like you gave such a beautiful description of a lot of things that you pair together over cooking certain meals. So what is your favorite?
Man, I love to pair African and Caribbean like spices or seasonings with
Well, give us an
traditional
African spice. Like, what would be an African spice most people will not?
sumac,
Okay.
za'atar, gram marsala, cinnamon, nutmeg. Those are all
Yeah.
from yeah. So I've recently learned. Well, I won't say recently, but nutmeg goes so well with chicken and
Yeah,
seafood.
I was just gonna say that.
So
We gotta
amazing.
think that we gotta think, especially in the South, we put nutmeg, cinnamon, and ginger all in this little box of
Right.
baking, not for adding to the flavoring. So I'm glad you said that. I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah, every
Yeah.
seafood dish that I prepare has nutmeg in it.
Mm.
Every single one. Yeah, I've got my own seafood blend that I've developed too.
I
So,
gotta check it
so
out.
man, this I'm telling you, this when I launch this seasoning line, I'm gonna have a house seasoning, steak seasoning, and a seafood seasoning, and then I'm gonna have a salt free.
I was just gonna ask.
Yeah, a salt free house seasoning. So just four seasonings. That's it.
That's it. And most
That's
people,
it.
okay, I hear you. That's it. Just for it.
Yeah,
All
just
right.
four.
Well, I'll definitely take the one for the fish for the seafood. I'm all about that. Now, with speaking of pairing, I play this little game. I just started this little game. It's like chocolate pairing. And so, what I'm gonna do, if I can go and find it, I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions, right?
Okay.
And you choose that could be paired with chocolate. You choose which one you would rather pair with chocolate. You think would be best between the two. So,
Okay.
ginger versus black pepper. Which one you think would pair better with chocolate?
Man, since I love like Latin food so much, I'm gonna go with the black pepper.
Mm.
Yeah, listen, that chicken mole,
Uh-huh.
mole pollo. It's got the chocolate with the cayenne pepper and black pepper and oregano and so many other flavors in the sauce with the
Yeah,
tomatoes. Yeah, chicken. Yeah, the chicken mole. Yeah,
I
mole
gotta find it.
pollo.
Look, I need to write that down. I'm gonna ask you about that again because I'm very interested.
I'm
Okay,
still working on it. I'm
that's
gonna make a
a good one.
chicken mole pizza one day. I want to merge Mexico and
And
Italy.
Italy.
Yeah,
I see it.
yeah,
I
yeah.
see that. I love that. Okay, limes versus oranges.
Um, Give me the orange. I'm from Florida, so no.
Well, I mean, where are limes coming from? Hold on, let me think. Lime,
They come
it's
from
not.
they can grow 'em all
Yeah,
over
around
Florida
that
too. But
area.
my grandfather used to grow. He used to grow orange. Man, he grew oranges, apples, grapefruits, all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff. So yeah, I say give me the orange. Give me the orange.
Okay, okay. Lemongrass versus wasabi.
I just used lemongrass 2 days ago, so give me
I
the.
love lemongrass, but lemongrass and chocolate though. What would you think about lemongrass with chocolate? Now, lemongrass has a little level of sweetness to it. It's really good. So, like, how would you add some chocolate with that?
So maybe take the lemongrass
Mhm.
and poach it with like some sugar. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Okay, okay.
Mix that down into like a simple syrup, like a really, really thick, simple syrup, and then maybe just cut it with the chocolate, blend it some kind of way,
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like turn it into a mousse, actually. The simple syrup, add it to
Mhm.
the chocolate, you know what I'm saying, with the cream and some couple eggs, bake it up and turn it
Yeah.
into a mousse. There you go.
Lemongrass and cream goes. That makes a really really good flavor right there. So
Yeah.
I like that. Okay.
Hey, you're gonna
Last,
make me make that.
look, I know. Like I saw it all going through your head, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Last one. Cardamom and versus saffron.
Man, I love them. I just purchased some cardamom seeds about a month ago to make some ice cream. So I'm gonna go with the cardamom. Yeah.
Yeah, so I put cardamom on almost everything, but I use it in my coffee. I'm a coffee lover, but I use
Okay.
cardamom in my coffee because cardamom is one of those things in Turkish coffee. The first time I tasted Turkish coffee, I was like, "What is this flavor?" And when I got the recipe and I started looking up the spice, and it was like, "Let's go!" It's been in everything, all kinds of fish and all of that. It has a beautiful flavor, like of course, kind of like a citrusy sweetness. It's
Right.
really nice. It's really
Yeah.
nice.
It's almost like flowery.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very floral. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
It's
You're
really
right.
really good. Yeah.
So I like that. That was good. That was good. So
Appreciate it.
we're at the end of our show, but I wanted each guest that I have on, I always ask them to leave a little inspirational vitamin. Now, I know you have a segment. I don't know if this is on your page, but I know on your personal page you do this. What is it called on Fridays? What is it called?
Find yourself Friday.
Find Yourself Friday. And
Yeah.
I love that. And tell
Thank
us
you.
a little bit about that before I ask you to give us some inspirational vitamin.
Man, honestly, it's a call. I man, I got this call on my life a long time ago, with the, dealing with God and bringing his word and trying to help people's lives be better. And I've always
Mhm.
just been a really giving person, and I didn't want to be the person to be put in a box and say this is what I got to
Ooh,
say, this is what I got to do, this is, the format that we're gonna. Nah, that's not
you
me.
sound
Never
so
has been, never
right.
will be. And so when I finally decided to, just really listen to what the Lord was telling me, it came out as Find Yourself Friday. And I love it, man.
Mm,
I love it because I ain't on that long. We ain't gonna talk long. I'm gonna tell you
right.
what it is, and I'm out of there. You know what I'm saying?
But you do such a wonderful job with, even though it's spiritual, you
Yeah.
don't make it necessarily religious. You know what I
Nah,
mean? You make.
yes,
I love the way you incorporate like everyone in there, and whatever you call it, you say this is the. I'm reading the storybook with the storyteller. How do you say that?
yeah, yeah. This is so Find Yourself Friday is about the story and the storyteller. And so the story is one of the great spiritual books in the Bible, and the storyteller is the Messiah or Yeshua, Elohim, Yahweh, Yahshua,
Yeah.
whatever name you want to put on the
Right.
Messiah. So I leave those out intentionally to leave out religion.
Awesome,
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Again, very passionate brother, and that's what I love. I don't think I can have someone on this show who's not passionate. I've been watching a lot of different people who I want to bring on the show because next month we're gonna infuse a lot of home cooks on the show. We're gonna dedicate and farmers. We're gonna bring some farmers and some growers on the show because at the end of the day, will we be cooking without those who grow? And so
Right.
I really want to highlight those. But passion, you have to show that you're passionate about what you're doing. And so far, every single person I have had on this show has been extremely passionate. I mean, you might be up there now. You up there. You on that. You on that passion. Your
Oh
passion.
man.
The passion radar is pretty high with you. But thank you so much. But before you go, I forgot the inspirational vitamin. So we had a pastor many years. He had a segment on the radio show called Inspirational Vitamin, and we know that food is that foundational nutritional, where we get our nutrition from. And
Right.
like we said earlier, everything kind of centers itself around food, and we want from you, being that you are a spiritual man, you are a passionate man, and filled with motivational sayings, leave something to our guests. I mean, our viewers. Let us,
Now,
yeah.
so I'm gonna take it all the way back to 1988. I was in fifth
Uh-oh.
grade.
Did you have a
Um,
Jerry curl?
No, I did not. I
Okay,
had a
good.
little Tony Afro though.
Okay, okay. You went in the 80s. Go
But I'm
ahead.
gonna take it all the way back to 1988. Fifth grade, I had a music teacher. Her name was Miss Jackson. Miss Jackson she was a good woman to me. Always
Mhm.
was kind to me, and we used to sing this song all the time. It's called "Believe in Yourself." So that's what I want everybody
Mhm.
to do: believe in yourself. And the chorus used to go, "Believe in yourself, and it'll make all your dreams come true." So whatever you put in
Wow.
your mind and you believe it can happen, man, I'm telling you, believe in yourself. That's the first and most important person in your life you could ever believe in is yourself.
Now let me tell you how synergistic that was to say. My cup says
Oh
believe. It
man.
says believe.
Right.
Come on now. If that's not confirmation, I don't know what is. But thank you, Chef Knight. I
Man,
appreciate
thank you.
you
Thank you.
coming on the show. You've been great. You need to go get some rest because I know you you've been pretty busy. I know you chilling out right now, but you've been busy. So get some rest. And before let's let the people know how they can get in touch with you. Let's find your info. You can tell us. Let's tell us. Hold on. Did I? And we're gonna keep that up there.
Yeah, so you can reach me. There we go. My
Yeah.
205-223-2309. My email is datenightcatering@outlook.com, and I'm also on Facebook and Instagram for and YouTube as well, Funk Up the Flavor. So you can reach me anywhere, and I promise you, if you try it, you will not be disappointed. I will not
Yeah.
disappoint you.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you in January. Well, before
Can't
January,
wait.
hopefully, but definitely in January. I also want my guests, my viewers to know I want to thank you all. This is the fourth show. We've had some dynamic people come on, and we are looking at chefs and different people throughout the country, not just Birmingham, but it's so much talent in Birmingham. It's like I can't get out of Birmingham because there's so much talent here. But we are take. I have a vision for this show. It's a calling for me, and I know somebody called it a cooking show. I'm like, no, we're not cooking. This is a culinary show. And because of my passion for food science, we really want to bring a lot of good things and good content to the viewers. So, speaking of that, even though this is the fourth show, four is the number of foundation.
Mhm.
We are moving towards Magic City Flavor Cooking Lab. In this show in particular, the Chopping It Up in the Lab, we are presenting or I guess you would say we are soliciting sponsors now. I was going to wait until maybe like the 10th show, but there is so much, we've been getting so much great feedback for the show, but we are moving towards sponsorship. And this is how you can get in touch with Magic City Flavors Cooking Lab. If you want to sponsor, if you're doing coffee cups or t shirts, whatever, and it's only $5 a show, and you can give us a call or reach out to us and we will let you know like all the good stuff that you will get with it. But I feel like we're like the Amazon of the culinary talk show. We a little bit we knew and we but don't slip on it now. Don't slip. But the
Nah.
vision that I have, I promise you. And we are upgrading our technology so that we can give a better view of the content. So if you want to make a donation, you're like, I don't want to do an ad here, make a donation. You can cash app, Majesty the Flavors, and just support. So I am we're putting ourselves out there now, but I am so grateful and y'all keep watching. Keep watching. We're getting better every day. I don't know if y'all noticed we changed up the little graphics a little bit for our guests. We had to
Yeah.
bring it nice for our guests. But thank you, Chef Knight, once again
Thank you.
for this wonderful, wonderful engagement. And so I want to say good night to everybody and check us out next week. Peace.
All right. Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings.